Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kaizen Spotlight, where we have these very insightful and interesting conversations with people who believe in excellence, who have been there and done it, people who have promoted excellence in their domain of expertise and have contributed to the growth of various industries. And this morning, it's absolute pleasure to have a very tall personality, Mr. Belapure. Mr. Belapure, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you, sir. And I have known Belapure San for a very long time. He's been a client of ours and also been an advisor, a philosopher, a guide. I've always held him in great esteem. It's my duty to give a little bit of background of Mr. Belapure. First of all, he's a hardcore pharmaceutical manufacturing expert. He has 42 years of experience in this domain, in this industry. He is a master's in pharmaceutical sciences. Also has been part of various management programs at IIM Ahmedabad, etc. And obviously, in these 42 years, he has worked with some of the leading pharmaceutical companies, including Cipla. He's been with Sun Pharma, and then he spent a long time with the Zydus Cadila Group, one of the leading top pharma companies in India. And right now, he's an advisor to the IPA, the Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance. He's also sitting on various boards related to this domain. He also supports and advises certain private equity players in this space. And before he came into this the new innings that he's playing, he was the managing director of Zydus Hospira, which is a joint venture with Pfizer. And of course, before that, he was heading the global operations, manufacturing operations for the Zydus Group, which had plants in Japan, Brazil, India, several plants. And he was overseeing this. He has driven a lot of excellence and was the torchbearer of a fantastic program called SLIM, Strategic Lean Integrated Manufacturing in Zydus. And today, we will have conversations with him and get a lot of insights which will be very useful to our viewers. So thank you, sir. And my first question to you is, and I think going back to 2006, maybe 5 or 6, I had an interaction with you, and we talked about Kaizen, and of course you were aware of it before. But I wanted to ask a first question. When we talk of continuous improvement or Kaizen, at a very personal level, as Mr. Belapure, what really attracts you to the concept of Kaizen, at a personal level? And then we'll come, applications to profession.
At a personal level, it's very important that every day some improvement is required in your life. And I think Kaizen teaches you that. That's very important. That you are doing certain things routinely, but if you can do it better every day, you also get internal satisfaction. I think that's very, very important in day-to-day working also. It could be time management, it could be working on a particular project, or it could be your personal things, what you are doing. So wherever you are able to do the continual improvement, that is the great thing to do. And that's absolutely like a passion. Once you know this, you always look at what opportunities are there, what I can do it better. So I think that's what I feel should be done. And I'm totally getting engaged with that actually. Means anybody talks to me anything, I see what next can be done, what improvement can be done. And that's not just in the professional life, but even in the personal life too.
Absolutely. So you very correctly said that it's a mindset. Excellence is a mindset. It is a passion. So I will, take you back to Zydus Cadila, and almost you were the early starters in 2004-5. You looked at a formal manufacturing excellence program. So please tell me some of the initiatives that you started off, and how did you build this culture in Zydus?
I think let us go back to the day when we get connected. I think it was in 2005. And we have a chairman's annual meeting in 2005 we had, and that time I was told 3 days before that you have to make a presentation on Kaizen, and I was not knowing what is Kaizen and what is the continual improvement. I was knowing little bit of lean manufacturing. So I was given a task that tablet manufacturing, can you prepare a presentation on this? And that was absolutely, means I had no idea, but I just read a little bit over there, use my own understanding knowledge, and we prepared a presentation on the tablet manufacturing. And I did that in the chairman's annual meeting, and people were very happy that such thing can be done. I think you were part of that meeting also, if I recall that.
Yes, yes.
And it really opened our mind that we can do so many things onto the system.
Correct.
And that necessarily brought us into the getting Kaizen into our organizations, Zydus. And I remember that we actually got Kaizen Institute for training our people. And I also remember that you said, this is your program, this is not Kaizen program. And this has to be done by the people. We can tell you, we can take you to the water, but drinking water is your responsibility. We can't make you drink the water. But I think the organization from top to bottom was charged with this. We trained the people. They implemented this in the full scheme. And today Kaizen, and under the name of Slim, has become the part of the Zydus Cadila. Means it's no longer, it has been institutionalized in such a way so that every year there is a programs on there is a Slim Day celebrated. There are every month there are programs. Though I am no longer the part of the Zydus for last 2.5 years, but still that tradition still continues. It shows the power of the continual improvement, the type of the amount of the saving it can do, that amount of the things which it can do, not just rupee-wise saving. Rupee-wise saving is one thing, but it's the mindset that people are looking at the improvement at every stage. Absolutely. I remember also another thing which we worked together. We were to Metformin is one of the largest product. Maybe recalling that, and there was need to develop the production. Because the needs were going up. So we prepared actually project as per our normal, and we were very happy that we could double it up. So we increased the double footprint of the current production to the double the footprint, got bigger machines and all these things. And we went to the chairman saying that now we want to do it. The chairman, Pankaj Bhai particularly, he is also totally sold out on the continuous practice improvement and Kaizen. He said, now you have consultants, you are working with the Kaizen. Why don't you discuss together along with the Kaizen practitioners?
Correct.
I remember we talked to you and your team and our team also, and both brought a totally different concept.
Correct.
And it helped us a big way. I will just give you some numbers which may are important or not, I don't know. So from the 3-story building, we just went to the single story. Reduced the quarantines to almost 30%. No quarantine actually, it was only one batch quarantine overall. The cycle time, which was used to be 30 days for two batch to come out, became just 5 days.
30 to 5 days.
30 to 5 days. I think it was a overall cost of manufacturing, which used to be something like 32 cents or something, if I remember right, for the most of the tablet production. It came down to 7 cents per 30 tablets.
Wow.
So that's, I think that's the power. And once you start imagining what can be done, some of the new concepts which people used to think about, but never implemented by them, have been implemented, like the quality control as the part of the manufacturer.
Yes.
So the quality control knows what steps are going on, what is going on. So they know and they can plan their schedules better way so that it doesn't stop. In any centralized lab, you are aware that once your sample lands there, I don't know how many days it is going to take the priority. It is little bit expensive to start with because you have to put a laboratory in the manufacturing area. But finally, it pays back within just 6 months. It paid back to us at least. I think that's the wonderful thing. And not only that, we stopped there. It became the culture. So whenever the new plants were building it up, we looked at that from that point of reducing the quarantine.
Sikkim, Baddi.
And I think we also learned that everything else can stop, but the material must flow. Material has to move always 100%. People can remain idle, machine can remain idle, everything else can remain idle, but material must move, which will bring out a lot of things. Your cost of the inventory will go down, everything will go down actually. That's and
Correct.
cost of the production will reduce substantially. So that's what we learned, and it helped us overall the life. And the slim has become a part of the Zydus. So every year they are saving. They have wonderful teams. Each department has got sometimes 2 teams, 3 times in each department. And it is not just restricted only to the Moraiya plant where it started, but it is now almost in every plant of the Zydus formulation manufacturing plant, including what is done in US or Europe or whatever, wherever the plants are there, it is the part of the system, and that's what could be done. I think lot of management support was also given by the company. That's why it could be done.
Yeah.
But I think mindset was changed, entire mindset. And once you see some fruits of the success, then it goes into the next level. We
Absolutely.
also, you may be remembering, we also did it in the Zydus Hospital Oncology Private Limited.
Correct.
So Pfizer, it is the part of the Pfizer joint venture. So we were running the program called as the Pfizer has a program called as the IMEX.
Yes.
Now to get to that level, we needed to do something, and we hired again the Kaizen. And I think from starting from the 5 years to everything, it helped us big way. So looking at the processes, looking at what can be done, I think it's
and
a great
thank
journey.
you very much. It's a great journey. And I remember metformin, as you correctly said, we created a U-shaped layout. It was almost probably unheard of in pharma
From
manufacturing.
Dispensing to packaging, everything in the dispensing to manufacturing to quality control to packaging, everything in the same. Every shift one batch. That was the concept. Manufacturing of granulation one batch, compression one batch, coating one batch, packaging one batch.
Correct.
So it was a wonderful concept, and we did great, I think, there. That's what I'm very proud of that. So whenever
Absolutely.
I write my biodata, you might have seen the slim comes as one of the important things.
Yes.
It has become a part of my bio. Okay.
Absolutely. And I wanted to share with the viewers, Mr. Belapure mentioned something very important about top management commitment. No doubt in the case of Zydus Cadila, starting with Mr. Pankaj Patel, he has been a great believer in continuous improvement, and he has always supported. But Mr. Belapure, I remember when we were working on this, converting the 3-storied building into a U-shaped line, 1 floor, it was a very radical thought. And I very clearly remember Mr. Belapure telling his team, you do it, and if anything goes wrong, I'm there behind, don't worry. I think this is a very important top management commitment, that's very important for change, because it is not just saying best wishes, go and do it, but telling the team that I am with you, and we can make this happen. I think that was very important. And I remember, Mr. Belapure, I think a lot of organizations came to see this metformin line, and they were very inspired by what happened in your case, correct?
Yeah, I remember the Pfizer team. Worldwide Pfizer's meeting was there in the Zydus Hospital Oncology Private Limited. Correct. And as a part of this, they came to see the Moraiya plant, and they were absolutely jacked. They say, we talk about this, we say that quality control and all those things, end-to-end delivery, but we are not able to implement even today, like Pfizer, like an organization. So I think it's a great thing to do, and probably if there is a good support, one can do such type of things.
Absolutely.
And everybody, it is not, top management support is very essential, but even the people from the internal, once they see the success and improvements, then they become the part of, they also get, their mindset also changes accordingly. Correct. Otherwise, everything is looked at very skeptically in pharma. And people are very afraid of doing changes because of the regulatory issues, you may be aware. But all these things can be done by following all the compliances and regulatory system in the right spirit without impacting those.
So I think it's a very important point for the viewers to understand that in the pharma industry, very often in formulation, because you're supplying under, say, US FDA or other compliances and requirements, people say we cannot make improvements because we are US FDA approved. I think that is a fallacy, and it's very clear. the work that was done in the plants that where Mr. Belapure was driving, all of them were, many of them were USFDA approved, and all of them were supplying to regulated markets. So it is, you cannot hide behind USFDA or anything like that. Continuous improvement is possible. It is proven, and it's very important. Sir, my last one or two questions is, do you think the Indian pharmaceutical industry has adopted this now in a greater way, or there's still a long way to go?
I think some of the major companies are looking at it. Those who are in the international market, they have
Yeah,
understood the importance of this and type of the competitive costs which are required. I think Kaizen helps in that way also.
yeah,
So ensuring proper compliance, cost. I think the major companies have started to do this and they are doing it. I'm not saying we are reached, and I think in continuous improvement you will never reach the top. There is never a plateau, so you have to continue
true,
to do this. But majority of these companies are still understanding this concept. They have not yet implemented or not gone. So there is a great scope to do this to
yeah.
overall bring the cost of the manufacturing.
And great scope to do this in the correct way. A lot of people may be doing some
Yeah.
superficial something here and there, you know.
It is not
So,
just getting consultant and do something for some time and then leave them, and that's not going to work it out. It is
correct,
going to be continuously followed up. And I
correct,
think anything, if you institutionalize it properly, then only it will
correct.
give you the fruits. Otherwise, you will not get the
Absolutely.
fruits. You will say that I implemented lean manufacturing, but it's not really true.
Correct.
Every time when you are doing something, it should be part of your system.
And we always say this is called TPM. A lot of companies do TPM. It is called total presentation management. Only, you know, only having some boards and some presentations to show off. But when you go to the Gemba, to the real place, you don't find
I
anything
think
really happening.
Kaizen teaches you that Gemba is the most important thing. That's, I think, very everybody realize that by sitting in the offices, you are not going to achieve the success what we are. But if you are on the Gemba, you can
Yeah,
do plenty of the things, and most of the operators can give you a lot of learning on those things. They are always
true.
looking and they can give you very good ideas. And I have seen this happening all the time. You
Right.
get better ideas from the operators than your supervisors or managers.
Correct. So you were last reflection from you is, I mean, you have achieved great milestones in your career, and you led global operations with multiple factories in multiple countries. So, what message would you like to share with our young managers? You know, those people who are still in their careers. When you drive excellence, operational excellence. What is the message you would like to give? What should be the focus? Because nowadays there seems to be a lot of focus on what we call as Industry 4.0 and robotics and artificial intelligence, etc. While all that is fantastic and important, but what do you think is the real foundation that people should not forget?
I think you touched about the digitalization and other. These are important. I am not saying that we cannot deny, but the continuous improvement or looking at an opportunity to improve every operation, it just doesn't. By digitalization, you are not going to help. They will give the data, but that
Correct.
data, how to interpret and get into the system, how to improve the systems, will still
Correct.
depending upon your own mindset, and that's what needs to be imbibed. So I think if you are looking at an opportunity at every adversity, that's the continuous improvement which you can get into this. So I'm
Absolutely.
not saying these are not important, digitalization, AR, VR, whatever you are talking, but your own mindset to ensure that improvement is there all the time. And
Yeah.
you should be able to also look at that improvement every time, that what improvement you have done and what next can be done. So
Correct.
sustain and then go to the next improvement. That's what is the, I think,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So, on that note, a very important point mentioned by Mr. Belapure, you have to improve, sustain, and look for the next wave of possibilities. I would like to, sir, thank you very, very from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much for sharing your time. And, with your kind of experience, our viewers will have a great insight into what you believe, what you have achieved. And this is not talk, but this is actually coming out from real experience of implementation. So thank you so much for your time, sir. And probably we will again come back to you for another round of conversations sometime later. And
Thank you, Jen. I think it was wonderful opportunity to be here. And also part of my build-up in the career credit goes to the Kaizen Institute, who has helped me to build up this career. Thank you very much again. Thank you.
very kind of you. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Good day.